Did it stick or? I saw some little person saw with their trips with their cotton candy. I don't know if they were really sad crushing.
There was one
What did you do?
Hanging by a thread.
My parents would make a mistake. When we moved here, I lived my dad. Just that we got more used, that's when I started having to learn to
No, he just stayed home today. He was running car, and then I was like saying, you know what, I can take care because he wants us to rest. They're gonna come and then Cujo. And we were out of Peace Spray, and he like it's just he has to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm not.
We are very. Well, they make their own breakfast. I would be on top of I'm sure the cake is Say it's probably bad.
Logan's doing a lot of videos.
Yeah, we're good.
Saturday.
Oh, how cool. Good. Thank you.
I can't do the monkey face, so I sit here
It's a stealth presentation.
I did not.
No, oh yeah, I meant to ask somebody to please take that to the room where the sink
Oh, my. Somebody should let the online people know that we're running.
Charlotte has very German flight.
Yeah, it was worth it.
I flew German. I flew German. German. sauce. Go back to it's like over 1,000. And cheaper than fly to Mexico City.
Welcome and good morning. Good morning. It's December 14th, which happens to be the third Sunday of Advent, and Hanukkah begins at sundown. So, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate, and blessings, and stay warm out there to everyone else. It's going to be a cold night. Come, whoever you are, holding various beliefs, whatever your skin color or national origin, whatever your age or gender identity, whatever your abilities, whomever you love, you are welcome in the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Statesboro. You are welcome in this, our religious home. And we extend a warm welcome today to visitors and guests. Do we have anyone who is first, second, third time visitor who would like to introduce yourselves, or anyone who has a guest who would like to introduce? Okay. All old timers, familiar faces. And not old. And if anyone would be visiting, we invite you to join to sign the guest book, which is available here at the front entrance or at our website, which is important for other reasons, www.uustatesboro.org. And thank you, members and guests, for sharing the resources during our offertory later in the service. Or again, you can do that via the website. In the month of December, half of our offering that is not designated as pledge will go to our Ministers Helping Hands Fund. Now I invite you to join with me in reciting our congregational affirmation. Love
is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Our worship leader this morning is our pastor, the Rev Samara.
Alrighty. We are going to light our chalice, which is a symbol of our faith. And if you would do so by reciting together the words at the top of the screen here. This is our
chalice of love and light, uniting us all one day and night.
Please rise in body or spirit for 2 rounds of Rise Up, O Flame. The lyrics are on the bottom of the screen.
Rise up, O flame, my light glowing, come to us beauty, vision, and joy. Rise up, O flame, my light glowing, come to us beauty, vision, and joy.
And while you are standing or where in your place, please feel free to greet one another.
Good one. I'm sorry. Nice.
doing the color morning, like the
That's right. Yeah, each day we wake up as a blessing for all.
Teresa's going to light our Advent candle for us.
Yes, it is the third Sunday of Advent. So if you recall, we had a hope candle and we had a peace candle, and now we have a joy candle. This morning marks the third Sunday in the season of Advent. In the Christian tradition, Advent is the beginning of the church year, recognizing the transforming power of God in the world, and looking forward to the birth of Jesus and the celebration of spiritual life. Each week until Christmas, we will light a new candle on the Advent wreath. When so much asks for our attention, the lighting of one candle after another reminds us that the season must pass in its own time. Birth cannot be rushed. We have the choice to be awakened and to fully inhabit the present moment. The light of Advent grows brighter and brighter as we celebrate our coming together as a community. This morning we light the third candle. We light this candle as a symbol of joy, not just any simple cheer, but the experience of joy that cannot be contained. Advent asks us to proclaim our gladness as a gift to the world when sorrow and uncertainty abound. May we share our hearts through our words and our music and the way we live our lives. Let the fullness of our joy lead to more freedom.
That is unironically the best candle to light for today. Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you, Samara.
Okay, and now we will have our activity for all ages. This is not a story, this is an interactive activity. So I invite all the young and young at heart to come on down and either take a seat, you can use the front row or the floor, and I need one volunteer who's willing to write on the chalkboard. Nobody? Your handwriting doesn't matter, it's fine. You can be wherever you like, my dear. You can sit, or you can be on the floor, or you can stand and write on the chalkboard. Okay. So I unfortunately have to follow a script, which means I have to be here, which I would much rather be down there with you. However, this activity is for everybody in the room. So this activity is called We Lament Together, and it's by the Reverend Tara Humphreys. So I think, Finian, are you okay with being the one who writes on the chalkboard? Okay, you don't have to do anything yet. You'll know when the time comes, and I'll let you know. So thank you for your help with that. Hanukkah, which is the Jewish Festival of Lights, starts tonight, as Al mentioned. And in honor of another really important and valuable and meaningful Jewish tradition, I want to introduce the idea of lament. Now, do you all want to take a guess, or do you know what lament is? It's really okay if you don't. Does anybody else want to take a stab at it?
Sadness.
Regret.
Sadness, regret.
Wailing and woe.
Wailing and woe. That comes closest. The definition that I have is to passionately express your grief or sorrow. So in the book of Psalms, in the Hebrew scriptures, which is what some people call the Old Testament, we learn that the people of Israel had expressed their laments as communal worship to the God of their understanding. Now, this tradition was an affirmation that their relationship with that God could include praise and gratitude and love, but it could also contain their anger, their hurt, and their sorrow. And their questioning, even their questioning. So they didn't have to hide these hard feelings. Right? So while in UU churches we don't all pray, and we don't all use the word God to describe that which we feel connected to, that is greater than ourselves, there is still deep wisdom in the tradition of expressing the deepest hurts and longings of our hearts together in community. Now, the structure, like the shape of a lament, usually followed 4 parts in this order. There was turning, that is to say, turning to the divine as you understand it with the hard things that you have to say, right? You can face that person or that being or that idea. There's step 2, which is complaining. Y'all know what complaining is, right? That one's pretty standard. There's part 3, which is asking. So that is asking for help, asking to feel the presence of love, asking for justice. And part 4, trusting. Trusting that to make the choice to have faith that you will be held in love no matter what you are going through. So we are going to use these 4 parts: turn, complain, ask, and trust, to write our own lament together right now. And that reflects the struggles and the needs of our own community this morning. So would you use that? There's a piece of chalk up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask some prompts. Just, if you can, keep it to like 1 or 2 words. And I'm going to name the prompts and you can call them out into the room if you have something to respond, okay? So part 1, in like a word or a short phrase, what are some things that are going on in the world or in your own life that feel really, really hard, like you don't know what to do about it? Say again? Well, let's say problematic leadership, right? We can't, like, it's politics. What say? Politics. Politics. How about fascism? We can always say fascism. Okay, you know how to spell fascism? I can spell it for you. Okay, go for it. And if it's fine, because not everybody knows how to spell that. So fascism is one thing that is really, really hard.
Health insurance.
Health insurance.
Guns.
Environmental issue. The environment being out of balance.
Like climate crisis. Right?
Hate. Straight up hate.
Hate. Okay, so hate, guns, climate, fascism. Disrespect. Okay, let's go on to part 2, because I feel like we could probably name a bunch of things and you all get the idea. Part 2, the prompt is, these things, or any one of these things makes me feel what? Angry. Scared. Shut down? Or
Hopeless.
helpless.
Scared.
Scared. Bad. Okay, you got a few? You were not going to catch up, but as long as you have a few, that's fine. Okay. Part 3. These are all heavy feelings, okay? Part 3. And yet, given all of these things and more that we haven't said, and yet, this I know to be true about love. Love is kind,
Secure.
secure,
Understanding.
Love isn't an individual. I don't know how to put this in longer, but love isn't an individual thing. It's something that you experience with more than yourself.
expansive, Does that work?
Communal.
Communal.
In action.
Action, that's
Yeah.
good.
Active, like active, can we say active? What is active? Trying to think of words that will make it easier. Okay, do you have a few of those things? Okay. So there's two more parts. Part 4, because of that, what love is, I will do what in the meantime?
Trust.
Trust.
That's
What was
right
it?
thing.
The next right thing.
The next right thing. Trust. What else? One more?
Seek to understand.
Seek to understand, good
Seek
one.
to understand. Okay.
Oh, look for the helper.
Look for the helper.
Yeah, look for the helpers, my favorite. Mr. Rogers' mom, the wisdom of Mr. Rogers' mom. Okay, so the final part is, to our homemade lament, is spirit of life, or God, or great mystery, or love, please help me to do what? While all of this is unfolding, divine love, help me to what?
Find peace.
Find peace.
Be the kind of person I want to find.
Be the change. I'm trying to keep it short. If that doesn't feel accurate, right?
Follow my moral compass.
Model goodness.
Be present.
Be present.
Forgive. Find acceptance.
Accept. Find acceptance. You may not get there, right? Is there something that y'all ask for when things are hard? What helps you get through? No? Okay, mine takes a little, it's hard to answer like right off the cuff sometimes. Okay, so now we're gonna read our shared lament, or a version of it, right? You keep all these things that we have said in the room in your heart, and you can craft your own as well, right? So I'm gonna say the prompt, and if you can read back like 1 or 2 examples of what we answered for those parts. The first one is, this is what's going on in the world and in our lives. Fascism, hate, guns, climate, disrespect. It makes us feel angry, scared, hopeless. And yet, we know these things to be true about love. Love is kind, expansive, active. And so we will seek to understand, trust, do the next right thing. Divine love, please help us to find peace, be the change, and find acceptance. Amen. So may we remember that all of our feelings, even the anger and the hurt, the grief, the longing and the sorrow, are held in care by the love that surpasses our understanding, and by this beloved community. And may we rest in the knowledge that all of how we feel and all of how we are and who we are is holy. Thank you, and thank you, communion, and thank you. So now is the time for our children's affirmation. This may be the best part of it for some of us. Don't forget the hand motions. We are Unitarian Universalists, people of open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands. Thank you all. Thank you all. Please make the shelter, make the little shelter, I don't know what to call it, the canopy, the iron canopy, the tunnel. Thank you, Michael. We're gonna sing our children's literature classes. That'll work. Ready? Beneath our arms we shelter you. You warm our hearts as you pass through. May our love guide you as you go, to help you learn and help you grow. Okay. Now is the time in our service when we invite you to make an offering of your treasure to support the work of this church, both within and beyond these walls. If you would like to donate online, please use the QR code, which you hopefully can scan with your device. And if your treasure is scarce, but you would like to make an offering of your time or talents, please feel free to chat with us after the service. You can chat with me or board members, please raise your hand. Board members, there's a couple of them. Okay. And you know what? I don't know if we have music for this, so we're going to ask you to hold reverent silence while we share. How was that reverent silence for you? You missing Mo right now? Mo is hopefully watching. Hi, Mo.
He is. He said good morning.
Okay. Good morning, Mo. We love you. Okay. Now invite you into a place of stillness, of the calm that you can access. Rest into your bones. Feel the support of the chair beneath you. Perhaps you'll feel security of the earth pressing into your feet. You may close your eyes or soften your gaze if that is useful to you. And I invite you to listen to this reading to spark your reflection. It's called Blue Christmas, This Too Belongs by Carrie Kopnick. The sound of rain, not cheerful songs. A quiet rocking chair, not traditions of the season. The early sunset, not dancing lights. Loss, tender heart, hollow soul, heavy days. Grief is welcome, a sacred part of mourning, of the bereft, of the weeping. Amidst the celebrating, this too belongs. This too is holy. It binds us to our ancestors, the earth, the stars. Yet still a steaming mug of tea warms the belly. The dog wags its tail, and the cat purrs. There are laughter and tears, sometimes both, beside the joy. This, too, belongs. Sharing human suffering is connection. Hearts like stones are held by all that is. Grief and light intertwined. This, too, belongs. It is with disappointing regularity at this time of year that I feel it in my spirit and my body. The disintegration caused by the pace and commodification of life. I don't know a single person with uncomplicated feelings about this time of year. This time of year, when the disparity between the present reality and the world that our hope, reason, and imagination know is possible, seems to stretch faith to a breaking point. Parker Palmer called that place of disparity between the real and the imagined worlds the tragic gap. Some of you are caught in a gap of grief for blood and chosen family whom you have lost through death or estrangement. And you are enduring this in a time when family togetherness is prized or even expected. Some of you are caught in a gap of scarcity and precarity in a time when generosity and abundance are meant to be celebrated. Some of you are caught in gaps I can't even articulate, and maybe you can't either. Or you're carrying nameless, dissonant dread because the state of this country and our world requires a reckoning, and you have no idea where to begin. And you know not everyone is going to come out of it alive, and few will come out unscathed. Like that line in the Leonard Cohen song, I can't run no more with that lawless crowd while the killers in high places say their prayers out loud. The disparity between what is real and what is capital T true can feel untenable. So how can we possibly afford to feel or confess to feeling joy and gratitude in these conditions? Today is the day I invite you to consider that not feeling joy or gratitude, if that is not present for you, is an utterly valid life choice at any time. So is giving voice, or even just mental space, internal permission to acknowledge that which is hurting you, or giving your body and your heart and time to metabolize your grief, or process your anger at injustice instead of using your energy to put up a good front. Because if we are using our energy to perform okayness, we are not cultivating our faith. And if we are using our energy placating some unrealizable ideal of holiday spirit, either to convince ourselves or to convince somebody else, then we are not cultivating meaningful relationships. We are not cultivating meaningful community. And ironically, we're not even honoring the fullness of what the winter holidays mean, which include struggle in every tradition I can think of. It is intolerably painful to spend our energies this way, and it can feel terrifying or impossible to do it any other way. And so we're stuck. When we are in despair or cynicism, we have done what Parker Palmer calls slipping into the side of the tragic gap in which there is too much reality. And when there is an exclusive or superficial joy and gratitude in spite of everything going on, we might be stuck on the side of the gap where the useless idealism lives. Both sides of the gap are ineffectual in service of transformation. In this way, being in the tragic gap may reveal itself to be preferable to the alternatives. Because if you are in the gap, The pain of uncertainty can be very uncomfortable, but you are well situated in that gap to acknowledge both the realities of this world while considering the possibility of a better one, and then taking action to build the bridge between them. So then, if being in the tragic gap is arguably better, how do we deal with the pain of uncertainty, the disparity between what is real and what is true, and the rigors of transformation? This is the value of lament, of the surrender to the necessity of our messy, painful truths as human animals. Whether you are a person who is grieving or a person with resources to support someone who is grieving, lament is a communal act of surrender and an invocation of the holy that empowers people by not only giving an outlet to what is uncontainable, it strengthens communal bonds through the vulnerability of shared experience and the process of earning trust and deepening. And if there is one thing I have learned in this world, and one thing I hope you will take away from all of this, it is that the only way out is through, as Robert Frost put it. And the only way through is together, as author John Green expanded. The only way out is through. The only way through is together. Now, in crisis response training, we are taught that buffers help to bolster a person in crisis long enough to get through the roughest patches. One of these types of buffers is finding and claiming a sense of purpose, even a small or short-term one, any goal that helps them imagine even a little bit towards the future and the value of carrying on. Another buffer zone is people of significance in their lives, trusted companions to buttress them during the struggle. The willingness to imagine a future and companionship along the journey. This is the stuff of life. The only way out of this mess, of your personal tragic gap, of crisis of any kind, both individual and global, is through. Not dwelling in the uselessness of unanchored idealism, or mired in immobilizing cynicism and despair. Through. Ask any baby being born. The only way through is together. Now, I've heard it said that every minister has just one sermon in them that they preach 1,000 different ways. This is mine. Meaningful relationships are salvific. To cultivate those, you must discern how and when and with whom you will be willing to show up as your messy, messy self. Willing to be vulnerable, willing to do hard things, willing to fail and to try again, to make mistakes and to repair, willing to be human with each other and with your environment, your land, your lineages, your losses. That's it. Connect and heal together. Connect and struggle together. Connect and build the beloved community together. Now, with this sermon title, I am word playing with this idea of the economy and that saying that's popularized like this or X and Y in this economy, but this is not a frivolous topic. The fact is, being alive costs something, no matter what. And some costs are higher and borne unfairly by few. Life costs something. It's just a matter of what you're paying for, with the most precious gifts you have to offer to anyone, yourself or others. Your time and your attention. And it can feel incredibly scary and precarious to consider that in a system that has weaponized both of those things. Which is why claiming slowness in times of urgency, claiming grief in times of commodified joy, claiming anger in times of injustice are all acts of liberation. Now, if you feel this sermon is not for you, if you're doing pretty well right now and you're even happy, then bless you and your bounty for real. Your job today is to read this room and notice who the sermon is for. Because those are the people who most need people like you right now. To offer them a little of that bounty. A break, a food run, a load of dishes, a text to say, I am thinking about you. To ask how they're doing and really, really mean it. And to really, really attend to the messy, painful answer. Author and naturalist Peter Wohlleben observed that trees in the forest do this intrinsically, biologically. Trees with bountiful resources will share those nutrients and resources through the network of mycorrhizal fibers and root structures below the soil, affectionately called the wood wide web. So that even trees who are growing in less than ideal conditions or who may be temporarily ill or otherwise struggling will still receive what they need to in order to thrive as well as their neighbor. Be like trees. To be alive means you will experience loss. To be of service to each other. To be true to our Unitarian Universalist values may mean embracing a willingness to be broken open again and again by heartbreak, by hardship, by compassion, by loss, and to cultivate the faith that helps you know that yes, you will lose things, but that doesn't mean that you are lost. And yes, things will break, but that doesn't mean that you are broken. And if you feel broken sometimes, that doesn't mean that you cannot heal. And it is in the naming of these things, the acknowledgement of the truth of them, and giving them their place in the world, in our spirits, in our minds, in our conversations with each other. In the passionate expression of these truths, whatever that means for you, passionate is different for everybody. This opens the door to recovery and healing. Because there will always be people in the world whose ambitions outstrip their morality. And there will always be rhythms of life to lean into or try to escape from. Bless our hearts. And there will always be highs and lows, good times and hard ones, losses to grieve and reconciliations to celebrate. And if you can give your whole heart to both of those tides, as much as you can and a little more each time, will not that have been a life well spent? Pema Chodron said, when things fall apart in your life, you feel as if your whole world is crumbling. But actually, it's your fixed identity that is crumbling. And as Chogyam Trungpa used to tell us, that's cause for celebration. Now, in the thick of transformation, when you are still bloodied by the passage, it can feel hard to celebrate, and I am not asking you to. And perhaps the next time things are at their worst, you might remember this moment, or the poem I'm about to close with. and recall that you always have the power to choose to cast a line towards faith and maybe eventually snag some. To imagine that someday you will be ready to celebrate again and lean into the strength of joy and gratitude, because that is also a part of life and what love calls us to. Life is both tragic and beautiful. I hope you will remember to reach out to one another for companionship while your spirit and your life contract and strive in the gap, busy with rebirth. Whether you are temporarily amid tragedy or temporarily amid beauty. I close with the poem Beatitude by John Keene. It has an S word in it, which I am choosing to say out loud. You are welcome to come talk to me after the service if that's a problem for you. Love everything. Love the sky and sea, trees and rivers, mountains and abysses. Love animals, and not just because you are one. Love your parents and your children, even if you have none. Love your spouse or partner, no matter what either word means to you. Love until you create a cavern in your loving, until it seethes like a volcano. Love every time. Love your enemies. Love the enemies of your enemies. Love those whose very idea of love is hate. Love the liars and the fakes. Love the tattletales and the hypocrites and the hucksters and the traitors. Love the thieves, because everyone has thought of stealing something at least once. Love the rich, who only love to empty your purse or wallet. Love the poverty of your empty coin purse or wallet. Love your piss and sweat and shit. Love you and others' chatter and its proof of the expansiveness of nothingness. Love your shadows and their silent censure. Love your fears, yesterdays and tomorrows. Love your yesterdays and tomorrows. Love your beginning and your end. Love the fact that your end is another beginning, or could be, for someone else. Love yourself, but not too much that you cannot love everything and everyone else. Love everywhere. Love in the absence of love. Love the monsters breeding in every corner of the city and the suburb, all throughout the soil of the countryside. Love the monster breeding inside of you and slaughter him with love. Love the shipwreck of your body, your mind's salted garden. Love. Love. Beloveds, bless you in your struggle and in your ease, in your need and in your plenty. Bless your anger, your pain, bless your prophetic imagination, bless your gaps, and bless your tragedy. Bless your birthright to love. Bless all of you wholly broken, brokenly whole. Bless your becoming. Amen. So let it be. Please rise in body or spirit, and we will sing number 318. We would be one. Hymn for reflection.
To
I invite anyone who has a joy or sorrow they would like to share with this community to come up and light a candle, or if you need help, just let us know. Quick reminder that because we are streaming publicly on the internet, please be aware that if there's anything that is too tender to share now during the service, you are welcome to reach out to myself or to Sherry or Mike, who are all the pastoral care team for this community. Would anyone like to come up?
I'm Rebecca. Last week, someone who rides a three-wheeled bicycle was killed. I am very grateful for all who checked to see if it was me. But I want to offer prayers or whatever we consider appropriate to the person who was killed and to the person who killed them and for that whole situation.
My name is Terry, and I'm brother Tommy Stern was killed November 3rd by two dogs, and it's just been very rough on lighting a candle.
I'm Sherry. I think Terry would be okay with me sharing with you. Terry has been a part of this community, but is kind of exploring the Jewish part of her heritage, and so doesn't worship with us regularly. But here on Terry Lowry's Facebook page, there's a GoFundMe if you want to try to help with Tommy's burial expense. Her brother died violently trying to help someone else who was being attacked by a dog. So if you feel so led, look for Terry's page on Facebook. I also have two joys I want to share this morning. Thanks to Ms. Mary Nell, our incoming Vice President for Membership, and two of her co-workers. 19 of us enjoyed a beautiful walk in the woods up above Swainsboro, land she helps manage. Yes. It was a beautiful day. Thank you, Mary Nell. Stay tuned, there'll be another one. Maybe you'll make it next time. And then the other big joy, for those of you who remember my granddaughter Gracie, she and Victor got married. They're up in Charlotte. This is my only granddaughter. And Victor grew up, they've been friends since middle school, and he kind of grew up in this community as well. So I have a picture I can show you, and there'll be a party later. But I did go ahead not to wait till I could afford the big party to go ahead and get married. So I'll light a candle for my granddaughter Grace, and then I'll take the candle home and put it in the memory box. Blessings of Grace and Victor.
I'm Stephanie. So yesterday was probably one of the most spiritual experiences I've had outside this church with this church community. So I really enjoyed that. But I want to light a candle for military personnel who may be spiritually having a very difficult time and having to make some serious decisions, and the burden of what it means that they serve for us in a very turbulent time.
Military.
Would you like a candle for Sergeant Jones, Donna's husband? Who is in the hospital with pneumonia. Hospital with pneumonia, if you want details again.
I just want to have a candle of gratitude because my school is very ecstatic about everything that people going into San Jamaica. And it got there safely, everyone was very grateful. And it really impacted.
Kiki noticed a whole light a candle of joy. Kiki and I are lighting a candle of joy for a gratitude. And someone is going to tell us who did it. Who placed our beautiful pride flag out front on the side of the building. Do you remember that?
Larry and John.
Larry and John!
Thank you, Larry and John. That's been needed for quite a while. And thank you for getting out and doing that actual labor to get that done, because our old one was getting very faded and the new one is very bright and colorful and very, very inviting. So thank you so much. We appreciate that so much.
Yes, much. Many, many thanks and gratitude. Okay, I will light one more candle for those joys and concerns that we hold in the tender silence of our hearts. We might have lost our.
You go with the HDMI connection on the computer.
Oh, the projector went out. The projector went out. Okay. Then I invite you to our choral invocation to prayer, which is Spirit of Life. And I'll give a nickel to someone. 123. What? 123. 123. Thank you. 123 in prayer.
You owe like 50 cents.
I did. Sorry. In this economy.
Put it in the offering plate.
Okay, the sound can still work. Nope. We're going to sing this one a cappella. Please rise and body your spirit, and we'll sing our choral invocation and prayer to each other, song and music. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hands, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Y'all did great. We need to bring it up control from now on. Now we will extinguish our flame. And does anybody need a reminder of the words? Because we're going to say them together, and unfortunately our display is not cooperating. It goes, we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Okay, ready? We
extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are delivered again.
Y'all are such good sports. Now is our time for announcements, and you may be seated unless you're having fun standing. We'll get started because I know one, our solstice mixer is coming up on December 20th on Saturday. It is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a chili buffet and hay rides, and I think there's a Yule log in the works. And allegedly there will be fire, but we're not announcing that publicly because for reasons. But I hope you can join us. It'll be from 5 to 7. If you'll be in town, it'll be delightful to have you. And if you have friends or family who are wondering what to do and need a place to celebrate the solstice, please feel welcome to invite them. This is a community event. What else we got? Go for it.
Are we going afterthoughts?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. After afterthoughts, there will be a meeting of the welcoming committee. If you are on the welcoming committee or you would like to join the welcoming committee, either to see what we do or you would like to join permanently, please come join us. It will be a check-in, and we will just be looking at what we've done, what we have to do, yada yada. If you're curious, you can come see me and ask what we do, but we are the LGBTQ welcoming committee. So
to clarify, just and correct me if I'm wrong, this is specifically the committee that's working on the renewal of the welcoming congregation status, which is a specific set of requirements that may be different than if you signed up to be on the welcome and outreach committee, which is sort of serving the community more broadly. You're welcome to be in both, but just in case you were wondering.
No. Thank you for the clarification.
Absolutely. And so that will be after afterthoughts
in the library.
In the library.
Are we still hoping to get more props for the Innovators pageant? I'm not sure what's been donated. It's got a sign up, but not too much has been filled out on the sign up. But if you can bring anything we can use for costumes, props, crowns.
I haven't had a chance to look at them, sorry, but I can probably get you on a lot of that.
So Kathy is lifting up that we have a properties list for where we're looking for props for our Under-Hers Christmas pageant. There has been a flurry of activity, and there is like a box or an area in the corner where people have been dropping some things off, but there is a Sign Up Genius list that says all the things that are still outstanding that we still can use from folks. And that's on the Facebook page, and it's also in the monthly newsletter for December if you still have that. What else is that? Nothing to announce from we're having our leadership transition. We'll have new leadership starting in January. That's exciting. Okay. Oh, is that a maybe?
This is Reginald Love, so I'm going to justify announcing this here. I don't know how, as a property manager, if this is happening, but I'm saying this. There's a very wonderful 2-year-old, almost 2-year-old husky that needs a good home. It's so sweet. It's free. It's been tied up inside the house, or either in, put in the at the border in a cage a lot, and it's so sweet. If anybody knows of a good home or anybody that might be interested that can really get it out and get it with animals, I'll be most gracious.
Thank you so much. And I'll just repeat that briefly for the people online that Alicia is trying to help find a home for a really sweet 2-year-old husky. If you are interested or you know somebody, please reach out to Alicia. 2-year-old husky cousin. Okay. Then I will invite you to join me in singing our benediction, which is hymn number 352 in the gray hymnal. Find a stillness. And I do have music for this one. You all. Please rise in body or spirit for our benediction. And see you next week. Please feel free to join us for coffee hour and afterthoughts in about 20 minutes.
Only appreciate you.